My name is Derek Bowles, also known as Nitro, and today I'm going to show you a rear leg cut kick. So the rear leg cut kick is another name for a rear leg kick. Ideally, you're aiming for the upper thigh or the lower calf. There's a couple things to this kick that make it a little bit more technically difficult than some of the other kicks. One of the big things that a lot of people don't do is pivoting on your front leg. Now there's a little bit of debate on whether you want to pivot for a low kick or not. We always teach pivot with the low kick first, and then you can mix things up later and just step into it if you'd like. But the pivot on its own, I'm going to show you what that looks like, is to really turn your hips into the kick. Without the pivot, you're not going to get near as much on it. So a big part is getting that pivot down. So I'll show you the whole kick all together with the pivot, with the guard up. I'll show you on the bag. Another thing with the rear leg cut kick that you can do to make it more technically proficient and defensively sound is bring the opposing hand up to block your face. Because as you can see, if I throw this kick and I don't bring my left hand up and I use my right hand as a counterbalance, my face is very exposed to my opponent. Now, depending on when you're throwing this, that might not be an issue, but better to be defensively sound and know how to be defensively sound than to not. So, again, I like to make sure my students are focusing on the pivot first, and then making sure that the defense comes afterwards. So, you're lined up with your opponent. You want to be making sure your weight is on the ball of your foot and you're transferring and turning over. Bringing the left hand up to block the face. Usually I think it's good to throw a jab or something behind it because a lot of people see that coming. But again, bringing that left hand up is nice. Once you know what you're doing, you don't always have to have it up, or sometimes what I teach is keep both hands up. You're not going to get quite as much power if both hands are up, usually, but you're going to be defensively sound and you don't have to worry about that counterbalance and bringing the opposite hand up. So a lot of times I just throw with both hands up, but every once in a while, it's good to bring that right hand down and the alternating hand to block the face. This is a rear leg cut kick.